somewhere along the line, he thought that his religion was the best religion. He didn't think anything about Christianity, about Jesus Christ. But his zeal, his actions, he was zealful, he was intense, because he wanted to stop Christianity. They called Christianity the way. The way. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man after God is up by through me. The way. That's what the reputation they got, the way. He wanted to stop the way. Because why? He didn't understand the way. He was taught Judaism. So he didn't understand what Jesus was talking about. So naturally he had this hatred because it was bucking against his religion, that Judaism religion. Because he figured, hey, Judaism is the best religion. Nothing's better out there. Here comes the way. Jesus talking about the way. He didn't want to hear that. But that was the truth. Jesus is the way. Amen. But he just couldn't go out and just prosecute Jews just because on a whim. He had to get documents. He had to get documents. He had to get it into the law. He had to get the authority to be able to do that. So how you get the authority? You go to the government. You go to the government, get patent, you get laws turned, just like they do now. You want things happen, you go to Congress, go to Supreme Court. You do things, you petition the people to petition certain laws. And that's where we at here. The first 4 verses, it talks about Saul and and we're going to go through this each verse, but first 4 verses talk about his journey, how he got the laws involved, how he got the authorities and government involved, and how he legally got it going. Now, he didn't do it by himself. He had other people to help him. He had judges and rabbis and other people to help him to do this. It just wasn't because he wanted to do it, but he had other people backing him up. And then verses 5 through 18, it talks about how his life changed. How his life changed. Well, 4 through 18, how his life changed. And it changed for the better because his eyes was open. The last verse said the scales fell off. His eyes, that means he was blinded. He was blinded. All he saw was Judas. Sometimes when we get tunnel vision, that's all we see. It's that certain thing in our view. And we don't see nothing else is going on around. Everything is blurred. You know, when I was growing up, I loved to play video games and racing games. All you see is the road. You don't see anything else outside the road. But it's so fast. You're going so fast, your mind is focused on the road. You don't see the shooting the bullets or something like that, cars coming up. You don't see all that. But you see the road. Because why? Because you're on tunnel vision. I'll get to that in a minute. But Saul here, he's going through a process that he don't know anything about yet. He don't know anything about yet. I'm going to read this again, the 18th verses. I'm going to read this, and I'm going to take the 15th verse, and that's where the subject is coming from. When I get to the 15th verse, we're going to stop there, and I'm going to tell you the subject, what I'm talking about. It says, and Saul, yet breathing out, threatening, and slaughtering against the disciples of the Lord, went into the high priest. That's the authority. See, that's what I'm talking about. He couldn't just do it on his own, but I'm going to explain that in a minute. And desired of him letters to Damascus to the synagogue, that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound into Jerusalem. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined around about him a light from heaven. And he fell to the earth, and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And he said to him, Who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Jesus, whom thou persecutest. It is hard to kick against the pricks. And he trembling and astonished said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man. And Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no man, but they led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus. And he was there. He was 3 days without sight, neither did eat nor drink. And there was a certain disciple of Damascus named Ananias, and to him and the Lord in a vision. Ananias, and to him said the Lord in a vision, Ananias, and he said, Behold, I am here, Lord. And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the street which is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judah for the one called Saul of Tarsus, for behold, he prayeth. And he seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in and putting his hands on him, that he might receive his sight. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he hath done to the saints, thy saints of Jerusalem. And here he hath authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. Verse 15 and 16. This is where the subject is going to come from. Verse 15 said, But the Lord said unto him, Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles, and the kings, and the children of Israel. For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. And Ananias went his way and entered into the house, and putting his hands on him, said, Brother Saul, the Lord, even Jesus, that appeared unto thee in the way as thou comest, has sent me, that thou mayest receive thy sight and be filled with the Holy Ghost. And immediately there fell from his eyes as it had been scales, and he received sight forthwith, and arose and baptized. I read that kind of fast. I'm going to read it again. Verse 15 said, But the Lord said unto him, Go thy way, for he is chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. The title is today is, It's Not About Me. It's not about me. Why? Because Jesus has said, it's not about you. It's about me. He just said that in verse 15 and 16 to Ananias. Yeah. Ananias is going to be the one that touched Saul. I'm going to explain that to you in a minute. But it's not about me. Because Jesus said, Go thy way, for he is chosen vessel unto me. He's talking about Saul, to bear my name before the Gentiles, comma, and the kings, comma, and the children of Israel. That's a lot of people. Okay. That's a lot of people. For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. Not for Saul's sake, but for who? For Jesus' sake. That's who Saul met on Damascus Road. Yeah, okay. Verses 1 through 3 is talking about his life, what he wanted to do. Verse 4 through 18 is talking about what Jesus wanted him to do. Amen. Jesus had to put him into a point in his life that he had to do what he wanted. Like I said, verse 1 is talking about, and Saul, yet breathing out, threatening and slaughter against the disciples of the Lord, went into the high priest. That's the authority. This is something that he had to go legally do. Yeah. He had to go to the high priest. Yeah. He had to go to the high priest. He couldn't just go out and just slaughter Christians. He had to get the paperwork to be able to do that. He had to get the authority to get the paperwork to bring them back to Jerusalem. He just couldn't go out there and just snatch people up. Mm-hmm. Just like with the slaveries that happened, they didn't just go out to the kingdom and just snatch people. They had to go to the king, and the king had to agree, okay, you take so many slaves with you back. Yeah. Okay. They had to do that. Yeah. Just like segregation. They had to go to the government to make it legal for blacks to eat in the back. Go enter in the restaurants in the back. They couldn't go in the restaurants. They had to go to the back window, back door. Just like on the buses. They couldn't sit in the front. They had to go in the back of the bus. And you know what? Today, they still go to the back of the bus. Sometimes I want to get yellow tape and just tape the back part of the bus up and tell them, look, you don't have to go in the back of the bus no more. But psychologically, they've been beaten down so much. Saul, yet breathing out, threatening and slaughtering against the disciples of the Lord, went to the high priest. Saul didn't wake up one day and say he wanted to threaten against the disciples of the Lord. He didn't wake up one day and say, I want to just threaten and kill all the disciples of the Lord. like I said earlier, this is the way. This is the way. This is what Saul was taught. Saul was taught about Judaism. This is a new religion to Saul. So he felt threatened. So when a person feels threatened, he want to get rid of the threat. When a person feels threatened, he want to get rid of the threat. But the high priest had to agree with him because they signed off on it. Because it says in the next verse, and desired of him letters to Damascus to the synagogue, that if he found any of this way, that's talking about Jesus, talking about the new religion. He figured new religion, whether they were men or women. He didn't care. He didn't care. He didn't care if you were man, woman, child. He didn't care. He might bring them bound into Jerusalem. Now, in Damascus, no matter where he's at, once he see you and you believe you're a Christian, you believe in Jesus Christ, he has the authority to bring you back to Jerusalem and persecute you. Amen. To the full extent of the law of that time. It says, and as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined around about him a light from heaven. It's not about you. It's not about me. That's what Saul was thinking. It's about me. It's about what I want to do. Yeah. But Jesus put him in his place. He said, suddenly there shined around about him a light from heaven. I can only imagine how bright this light was. Because it says in verse 4, and he fell. And he fell to the earth, and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecute thou me? That's Jesus talking. Yeah. Now you got to remember, Jesus already died on the cross, rose up the third day. Yeah. But because Saul didn't believe that, he's studying Judaism, he thinks Jesus is already in the grave. He's still dead in the grave. He don't, that Christianity, see, that's part of them scales that the last verse was talking about. He's blinded. The devil got him blinded. But see, he think he's doing something good, but in reality, he was doing something bad. But God had to bring him to a point that you're going to know who I am, because not only are you going to know who I am, you're going to do what I tell you you're going to do, and you're going to be the best at it. But I got to put you in a position to make you realize who I am. And you notice, now he didn't believe in Jesus. As you notice, verse 5, it said, and he said, who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Jesus whom thou persecuted. It is hard for thee to kick against the bricks. Against the bricks. That's something hard. That's something hard. That's like taking your foot and just kicking against the wall, thinking you're going to kick it down. You're not going to be able to do it. That's something hard to do. But Jesus answered him. But notice he said, Lord, who art thou, Lord? He didn't never answer nobody else, Lord, until that moment. But Jesus got him right where he wanted, because he's in the position of helping this. Yes. All those documents he got don't help him now. All those men that's traveling with him, they can't help him now. See, Jesus got him in a point of humility and embarrassment, but he basically got him at a point that, you can't do nothing. I've been there. I can't do nothing without him. And he trembled and astonished and said, Lord, there you go again, what will thou have me to do? Now his conscience done kicked me in. Yeah. Something more powerful than me got me in a position here that I'm recognizing who this bright light is. It's the Lord. And the Lord said unto him, arise and go into the city, and it shall be told to thee what thou must do. Jesus didn't tell him what to do. He just told him to rise and go into the city. That's obedience. Now he's obeying. Now he's obeying the very one that he was persecuting. Now, this is the part where your friends can get you in some trouble. Your friends and family get you in trouble. He said, and the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't know what was going on. Now, a couple of verses in the Bible, it talks about, well, they heard Saul talking, but didn't see a man. They heard the voice, but didn't see a man. The bottom line is here, it's Jesus and Saul. Never mind what everybody else said.
Amen.
Never mind what everybody else said. It's Jesus and Saul. Jesus is dealing with Saul spiritually. He's dealing with him emotionally, psychologically. He's dealing with Saul one-on-one. He's making Saul see the true light, the true weight. And Saul is going to be a vessel, just like Jesus said in verse 15, you're going to be a vessel for me. It's not about you. It's about me. And Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes was opened, he saw no man. But they led him by hand and brought him into Damascus. So after the light, he rose up, got his sight back. He didn't really get his sight back. The light really blinded him. I don't know if you ever looked into a welding gun, but a welding gun can actually blind you if you're watching somebody weld. But he still didn't get his sight back. Why? Because he still had the scales over his eyes. That's where a lot of us is. We can see things. We can see colors and night and day. But our spiritual eyes have scales on them. See, that's what Saul is right now. His spiritual eyes got scales on them. But he's thinking he's doing this. It says, and he was there 3 days without sight, and neither did he eat nor drink. After an experience like that, who can do that? Who can do that? But God put him in a position here that, and Saul rose from the earth, and when his eyes was open, he saw no man, but they led him by hand. Ooh, the man that was with him, the people was with him, and brought him into Damascus. He still haven't made it to Damascus yet. So I can imagine in my mind what they was thinking about. Here's a man here got knocked down by the light, said some things. He can't walk. We got to lead him into the city. And now we hear that for 3 days he haven't eaten, he haven't drank anything, and he still can't see. God is dealing with Saul a whole way, but he got a remedy here. And there was a certain disciple of Damascus named Ananias, and to him said the Lord a vision. Ananias, and he said, behold, I am here, Lord. So the Lord is speaking to Ananias as Saul is coming into Damascus. But your reputation precedes Saul. His reputation precedes him, because all throughout the land, he got the reputation of persecuting Christians.
Yeah. Yes.
Persecuting just Christians. Who want to be around persecute Christians all the time? And the Lord said to him, arise and go into the street, which is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judah for the one called Saul of Tarsus. For behold, he prayeth. Now, in verse 5, Saul said, Lord. Verse 6 said, what you have me to do. Verse 7, the men didn't see no man, ain't no voice. Verse 8 talking about Saul didn't see no man, or he just heard the voice. They brought him in by hand. Now, verse 9 talks about he didn't eat for 3 days. Verse 10 talking about the vision. But verse 11, Lord said, arise and go into the city called Straight, and Saul, for behold, he prayeth. The Lord got Saul into a point in his life where he's actually praying to the very one that he persecuted.
Yes.
I don't know if you caught on to that. Said the Lord said unto him, arise and go into the street which is called Straight. When they call it Straight, that's pretty much like Main Street. What I call Main Street, USA. The Main Street goes straight down the middle part of the street, like 34th Street or US 19. And inquire in the house of Judas for the one called Saul of Tarsus, for he, behold, he praying. He's waiting. Yeah. He's waiting for you, Ananias, because I have a job for you to do, Ananias. But while he's waiting, he's praying. He's praying to me. Now Saul's reputation preceded him because a little bit later, Ananias is going to answer the Lord. Verse 12 said, and have seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in and putting his hand on him that he might receive his sight. Now this is Saul seeing a vision, but he's blind now. He's blind. He still can't see anything. Seeing a vision of a man named Ananias, giving him a name, coming in, putting his hands on him that he might receive his sight. Now receive his sight, I'm not talking about your physical sight, I'm talking about your spiritual sight. Those scales still got to come off. He still got them scales on his eyes. See, the devil done blinded them. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about Jesus. Then Ananias answers, Lord, I have heard by many of these men how much evil he hath done to thy saints at Jerusalem. His reputation preceded him. His reputation preceding him. When you get a bad reputation, nobody want to be around you.
Nope.
Nobody want to be around you. Because they put that reputation in front of your name. I don't know if you just ever growing up, because we call him, you go Lying Johnny, you call him old backstabbing Susan. Because that's the reputation Jay had got.
Yeah.
Say, then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard about many things, how much evil this man has done to thy saints in Jerusalem. And here he has authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. Everybody that called on the Lord's name, he had authority from the chief priest, the government, to have them arrested, prosecuted, beaten, killed, even killed. Stephen was killed, and he killed them in front of Saul. Killed them in front of Saul. They stoned Stephen in front of Saul. Saul was there. But Saul is not just celebrating. He's not there because he's concerned about Stephen. He's there because he wanted to see Stephen actually killed. Because why? That gives him great joy as my job is being done. This is about me. It's not about you. It's about God. Verse 15 said, but the Lord said unto him, go thy way. Go your way, Ananias. This is what I want you to do. For he is a chosen vessel unto me. I chose Saul because I want him to do a job for me. To bear my name before the Gentiles, to bear my name, to give witness to me, the men and women, the unsaved men and women, boys and girls, in my name. Not only that, he was the one that prosecuted the same Christians, but he's going to do it, and he's going to preach to the Gentiles, to the same very people that he persecuted me. He's going to bring them to me.
Amen.
And kings, and children of Israel, and kings, the people in authority figure, the people in government. He's going to preach my word to them for the same reason that he killed the same Jews, same Christians, and the children of Israel. Now we talked about this Sunday school. The children of Israel is God chosen people. For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. It didn't say nothing about Saul's name's sake. It says for my name's sake. This is Jesus. This is Jesus talking. It's not about you. It's not about me. This is about Jesus. For I will show him how great things he must suffer for me. This is not an easy road to travel. Because this is an easy road to travel, everybody will do it. He must suffer for my name's sake. Now that's a big stretch from first in the beginning part where you want to kill all the Christians to he gonna suffer for my name's sake. That's a big stretch. But anything is possible with God. And Ananias went his way and entered into the house and putting his hands on him, said, Brother Sal. Notice, he called him Brother Sal. He didn't just call him Sal. He said, you're another brother, Sal. The Lord, even Jesus, that appeared unto thee in thy way, as thou comest. Now you see, appeared unto thee in thy way, the Jesus is the way, has sent me. I wouldn't be here. If we were left up to me, Saul, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. I would let you sit in here and be blinded for the rest of your life. But because God sent me, I'm here for him. That thou may receive thy sight. Not your physical sight, Saul, but your Holy Spirit's sight. And be filled with the Holy Ghost. That's what he needs, the Holy Ghost. And immediately there fell from his eyes as it would have been scales, and received sight forthwith, and rose and was baptized. What happened when we receive our sight? We give the preacher our hand. We say we believe in Jesus Christ. He died on the cross. The third day he rose up. We get baptized. All our scales is gone. That's when the real suffering begins. When we was part of the world, we didn't suffer. We didn't think we suffered. Everything was we was having a good time. We was thinking that was fun. We was thinking that, hey, you know, every day should be like Friday. But once you accept Jesus Christ in your life, all those things that was fun to you, you don't have the desire to do those things anymore. If it really truly got into you, into your heart and mind and soul, those things that you used to do, you don't want to do them. You don't even miss it. Don't have the desire to do it. I'm going to tell you something. When I'm driving charter buses, I wanted from the East Coast to the West Coast. I wanted to be able to pick up the phone, hey, such and such, I'll be in your town in 2 weeks. Let's go out. Okay. I'll be at this hotel, whatever, be at that hotel. I'll pick you up when I get there. I'll call you when I get there. That was my goal. That was my goal. That was my goal. That's what I wanted to do. But I don't have that desire anymore. That's me, that young lady right there. But see, I was 24 years old. 23 years old. Traveling the country. Getting paid for it. I wanted to see everything in a skirt. But now, you know, I see the women, but they don't do nothing for me. This is the thing about this. And immediately there fell from his eyes, and it had been scales, and it received his sight forthwith, and arose and was baptized. Now he a believer in God, believer in Jesus Christ. The problem coming in with him is convincing everybody else, I'm not the old Sal. I'm not the same person I killed and took off to jail and persecuted and everything. Like, I'm not the same person. But your reputation preceded yourself. That's what you did. But until we see it, actually see it, and believe it, that's a whole different story. But once Saul preached, his name became Paul. He became one of the major apostles of the followers of Jesus Christ. Now he will believe. Once he got in front of the kings and children of Israel and things like that, his life followed that.
It's changed.
It's all about me. It's not about me. It's about Jesus. Once we get that, it's not about me, out of our lives and out of our hearts, we can service God. We can serve God. But once you put that me in there, you mess it up. When you put me and I and mine, all those little adverbs, you mess it up. Why? Because you're taking the focus away from where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be on Jesus. We're just vessels, just like he said. We're vessels for him. We're not vessels for ourselves. We're vessels from him. He gave us what to say. The Spirit gave us what to say, how to say it, what to do, where to go, where to turn, where to talk to this person, where to leave him alone. The Spirit tells us if this person telling the truth or is he lying. The Spirit teaches us, bring things back to remembrance. Sister Daniel was talking about, Isaiah. I really didn't study Isaiah, but till this Sunday school. I looked at Isaiah, but I didn't really dig into it. It's a lot in Isaiah. And that's what I told her. It's a lot in Isaiah. And once you get into the Word, you open it up so much. You learn so much. But you have to have that willing heart to do that. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about Jesus. Because Jesus said in his word, he is a chosen vessel unto me. I chose him. Saul and you didn't have no choice in the matter. I
I
chose you.
chose you.
I chose you to get in front of the kings and the children of Israel. I chose you to be a spokesman for me. I chose you to lead my people. I chose you to preach to my people. I chose you. You didn't choose me. I chose you. I love you just that much, Saul, to make you, break you down, and then build you back up to be a vessel for me.
Amen.
It's not about you.
Amen.
Saul could have got up and said, look what I'm doing. I'm teaching, I'm preaching for the Lord. No. Saul got to the point in his life that said everything that he learned prior to meeting Jesus Christ was just vanity to him.
Yes.
It was just vanity. All that Judaism, that time he was speaking, learning about, he could have been learning about the Lord. Once he got to that, he was content. He said, man, all that was stupid. I don't got the truth. I don't got the real way. I don't got the truth and the way. I've been with the truth. I talk with the truth. I talk with the way. I saw the way work. I saw the truth work. I saw everything work. I was right there with him. But when you get in the way, when you get in your mind, it's not about me. Then you can really learn.
Yes.
You can really learn. You can really absorb what the word says.
Yes.
Once you get that me out of me.
Me, Lord Jesus.
But see, most people they don't want to get that, because see that's taking away their glory. They want a little shine of glory. We don't deserve nothing. We don't deserve nothing. We don't deserve God's mercy. We don't deserve His grace. He don't deserve nothing. We don't deserve our next breath. But He loves us just that much.
Yes. That He give it to us.
Yeah, it's not about me. So get that out your mind. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the Lord. And we don't want a Saul experience. We don't want a bright light to knock us down. We don't want sickness to knock us down. We don't want tragedy to knock us down. So why not just say, well, Lord, help us. Keep us. Focus on you. I want to be a vessel for you. Not of me. It's about Jesus. Saul learned that. He learned that right to his dying day. So everything I learned, prior to learning with Jesus Christ, was vanity. He was taught by some of the best theologians back then. He was taught. Because he had the family status to be taught like that. But he said it was vanity. See, when you walk with God, when you walk with Jesus, He make it simple, make it understandable. But his way of patience and love, and show you the way that He wants you to go, He's not going to tell you nothing, no story, no lies or nothing like that. But He had to break Saul down to a point that He had to use him, make him see what you're doing was wrong. But Saul obeyed him and became one of the best apostles for him right to the end. He used that same zeal he did for persecuting the Christians. He used that same zeal to promote Christ.
Yes.
So when you out there, when we out there in that world, we doing it up. But when you get to God, now you want to lag back and be late and do all that. No. When the party was going on, you was one of the first ones there. Having a good time. That church opened up at 11, you come dragging in 11:25, 11:30. You don't miss half of the service. Have that same zeal. You have the same zeal for the world, have the same zeal for the God. Because God gave up everything for us. It's not about you. It's not about me, but it's about Jesus. And that's what Saul had to learn. And Saul did that through the Holy Spirit. Jesus taught him that the way and the truth was with Him. All that stuff, other stuff he learned, he said was vanity. But Jesus is the way. Don't have a Saul experience. Don't have a Saul experience. It's not about you. It's not about me, but it's about Jesus. You keep that focus in your mind, it's about Jesus.
Amen.
Those 3 words, you keep those in line, you'll be all right. But we needed that. You needed that today. And I'm gonna come at you a little bit differently today, because before we open up the doors of the church, we just want to thank God today for allowing us to be here today.
Yes.
But like I said, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about Jesus. We get that focus in our lives, focus in our minds, our hearts, He will be pleased. Because once we put our way in His place, then we say, oh, Jesus, we don't need you. And we don't want to say that. Because if we say that, that tells them we better than you.
We really need Him.
Really need Him. Really do. Don't have a Saul moment. It's not about you, and it's not about me. As you open the doors of the church, before we get into the communion, is anybody here that want prayer or desire prayer? Come forward. If we don't, we get right into the communion, because everyone